But let's get into some fun stuff. We were talking about Dune earlier in the show. That was
Oh,
that's
honestly,
something we
like
got to talk about.
you were 100% right. IMAX is literally the only way that that movie needs to be watched in theaters. Like it was a completely different experience. It was surreal. I've never seen a movie greater than. Well, I probably have, but I mean, this year I haven't seen a movie greater than this one. Um,
Yeah,
the surround sound, the big screen, it was just all around incredible, and I thoroughly enjoy myself. I'd be surprised if it didn't win, if it doesn't win any Academy Awards. Honestly,
yeah. Well, if it
um,
doesn't at this point in time, I mean, again, the year's not over. But if it doesn't at least win the visual award,
yeah, if
come
it
on.
doesn't win like Academy Award for like cinematography
Yeah,
or like visual effects or something like that, like it was honestly Denis, was it Denis Villeneuve?
yeah, you got it.
Yeah, he's so incredible, man. It
Yeah,
was incredible. And Hans Zimmer, hands down to him for the score because it was incredible,
yeah. I
incredible score.
I agree with you. Okay, so for me, I'm a book reader. I've read the book, and so my biggest fear, because I have seen the David Lynch, what was it, 84, I believe, the
1984, yeah.
1984 version, and I love David Lynch. By the way, I think David Lynch is a top tier director, but Dune, not so much. Not one of his best pieces of work, but I always said in David Lynch's defense when he made that movie, I mean, it's dense material. There's a lot happening. It's a lot to cover. It's a really hard book to adapt. It's difficult for anybody to do. So, I just wanted a good adaptation. That's all I was asking for from this. It's just
And
something
this and
good.
this
And
this 2021 definitely delivered.
this
Like
2021 was
100%.
great. It wasn't just good. It was great. And
Oh,
like
and
you were
I'm
saying
ready
about,
for the second part. Honestly,
for sure.
it's gonna be awesome.
And like you were saying about Denis, man, I mean, Denis is, yeah, he's God tier, man. I mean, like, I don't know how you take this material and adapt it as well as he did. But he knew where to balance certain things. He knew where to put things that were more important, take away a little bit where things were less important, but still add a lot of that stuff to the movie at the same time. And because like there's things like you could probably look at in the background and you'll probably say, I want to learn more about that. Well, you got the book, you know what I mean? And Denis just knew how to, do all that stuff very sparingly where it needed to be. And um,
I did watch a video, New Rockstars channel. I always watch their like
yeah,
theory videos.
yeah, they make good content.
I was watching the one about Dune. They posted I think
Mm.
today. Some of the stuff that I missed that they pointed out was incredible.
Oh, they did like
Honestly,
a breakdown. I see. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of detail in there that you're not going to get if you're a book reader, but it's like the stuff that's most important is at the forefront. And to me, it's like it's digestible enough, you know what I mean, to where you can understand the material. Just watching the movie. Maybe you need to watch it twice, but there, because there's a lot, but you could understand it. He didn't make it to where it was like not entertaining, and it
Oh,
remained
definitely
entertaining
not.
at every second of the film, and that's not easy to do with this material. I've been saying this all along. And then they get, I mean, I think a lot of what helped him out here was his top tier cast. He did, end up getting a
Oh
very
my
top tier
goodness.
cast for
Oh,
this.
like some top tier actors here. Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya,
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa,
You got Josh
even
Brolin, Rebecca
Brolin,
Ferguson. I mean, you
Dave
can,
Bautista. Like,
yeah, it's a 2 mile long list. I mean, but for me, like, obviously our main character is Paul, who's played by Chalamet, and I couldn't think as a book reader of a better version of Paul. Like, he captured how I pictured Paul reading the book. That's just me. That's not going to be for everybody. Like, everybody's going to have a different opinion, obviously, on what Paul was supposed to be. But for me, I can honestly say that Chalamet captured Paul the way that I imagined him
well,
reading it.
when I read the book, I'll get back to you on
Yeah,
that.
no, for sure. Because I think that, well, you'll probably picture him now because you'll have that association, but we'll see. Maybe he's described differently to you. Maybe you say, oh, Chalamet didn't, really do it that way.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
he's no matter what, he's a top tier actor. He's got a bright future ahead of him, and
Right,
he did so good in this movie, man. His
right.
depiction of Paul in this film was incredible, and I can't wait to see what's to come with him and Zendaya. And in part two.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, well, I know what's going on. I know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Assuming that Villeneuve stays true. That's one of the
And
things about.
I mean, I can't see him not like
No, I think the way he's going is to stay as true to the book as possible.
a
So
hundred
yeah,
percent. I feel like
because
he's. I feel like obviously he's read the book and he's a huge fan. He's gonna
for
want
sure.
to stay as true to the book as possible.
Yeah, the fact that he's gotten, I mean, film fan or not, I'm sorry, the book readers have been thrilled with this movie is a good thing, and the people who are fans of the book and I haven't really heard a lot of complaints is astounding because that could have been the case, but he really did adapt it perfectly. I mean, it's very similar, I imagine, to how people who read Sorcerer's Stone at the time when they saw Harry Potter, because I know a lot of people were thrilled with the way that was adapted, or Lord of the Rings, the people that saw Fellowship of the Ring at the time and had read the book at the time.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
You read Fellowship?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't at the time. I've read it since, but I mean, and they did do a good job adapting. But
Oh, 100%.
yeah, I mean, for sure, man, and that's like I imagine this is very similar feeling for the book readers. I mean, it is for me. I could say that I'm happy. I was extremely thrilled walking out of this,
Well,
and
now I'm super excited to read this book now. Honestly, I
yeah,
can't wait.
yeah, man, it's good stuff. I mean, it's just dense as hell. The movie does a good job helping you digest a lot of that, but I mean, Oscar Isaac was so good as Duke Leto. I mean, he was just wonderful, and Momoa definitely is a standout. I mean, Duncan Idaho was one of my favorite characters from the book,
A
and
100%.
I can,
He was
yeah,
honestly, hats off to him because
yeah,
he one of the best performances I've seen Jason Momoa do for sure.
yeah,
He was so badass in this film. He was
yeah,
incredible.
for sure. And
Like
he's awesome. This is one of the best performances easily from him, and I love him in just about everything he does, but like this was like extra special because he was playing a character that I loved, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared. Like he was actually the one I was worried about. Not that I think he's bad or anything, or that I think he sucks. It's just that for me, it's like Duncan Idaho has to that relationship has to work, and Momoa hasn't really done a movie like this. Like while the performance in some ways he brings a lot of Momoa isms, there's a lot about the performance that's also not Momoa in some ways. So like I was really
him and Chalamet had great chemistry in this film as
they
well.
did. It was
I
perfect.
feel like
Spot
that's the
on.
things. I feel like the whole cast had such an incredible chemistry in this film,
Yeah.
which is why it worked so well.
Yeah, I agree.
Even Josh Brolin with Timothy Chalamet, incredible chemistry.
I agree. It's one thing to say, I'm going to get a bunch of top tier A-list actors, some of the best working today. And really these are like the best working today. It's one thing to say that and put them in your
And
movie and then
I was gonna
hope
say,
it
and
all
then
works.
I was gonna say, and it's another thing to get them all in this film, and then have them actually have great chemistry, all of them together, like in
Right.
this film.
Make them work together, and that's exactly what Villeneuve did. Is he really did take this top tier cast. It really did get the best actors working in Hollywood right now. I think so. I mean, like right now,
Hundred
if you're
percent.
talking like, I mean, maybe Ryan Gosling's missing from that list, but for the most part, he did get the best actors like working in Hollywood today. A lot of the most, I would say, trendy actors working in Hollywood today is
Oh
the way
yeah,
I would
like
describe it.
Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya are
Right.
literally the most trend, and obviously Tom Holland. They're like the top trending actor and
Yeah.
actresses right now. Not only because they're young, but also just because
Th-
they're acting in
They
the
are
films that
talented as hell.
they're so talented. Oh,
Yeah.
like honestly, hats down to them
Yeah.
because they're incredible.
My second favorite character, and that's because she's got more of a significance, even though she's not in this part a lot.
Zendaya, yeah.
Slight spoiler warning there for everybody. She's not in this part a lot. Is Chani, who's played by Zendaya, and she was another one of my favorites in the book.
Well,
But
even like her voiceovers in the film played very
yeah,
significantly
because she gets
throughout.
a lot of voiceover. As a matter of fact, for you folks who don't know, I mean, it is the first voice you hear when the movie starts is Zendaya's, and yeah,
Well,
man,
I mean, I mean, because you hear that little message first before the
before
deep
the
messages. Yeah,
right, yeah, but for me,
but yeah, after that with the sand, it is her. Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, for me, like she does embody everything I wanted from Chani, and she brings granted she brings a lot of very Zendaya isms, but She is Shawnee to me, like now, like she embodies that, and that's more than I can ask
I mean,
for.
yeah, even watching these films like Timothy Chalamet is like Paul for me now, and Zendaya is
Right.
Shawnee for me. Like they just did the character so well that they are them.
Right. I mean, I think that, for me, I mean, the one thing that, I would say, like we were talking about this, and Rebecca Ferguson's probably the weakest point in the movie, but she's still good. Still
Oh no,
great.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
no,
yeah.
no, like no disrespect to Rebecca Ferguson. Her acting in this movie was amazing. I just feel like as a character in this film, she's probably to me the weakest.
Well, she's supposed to be, I think, at this point, like the hardest one to latch onto at this point. But I think that's very much by design too. Because,
It could be, yeah.
well, you think about it, she's we watched. Well, I don't want to give that away. We'll let people watch the movie, but there's a lot of pushback between her and other characters. I'll just put it that way. So that's why you kind of have other characters that you like. You get this like back and forth between the two of them quite a bit in this movie. And
I like the shield concept in this film as well. That's really cool. Where you have to go
oh
like at
yeah,
a certain speed to like kill someone. It's really
yeah,
cool.
there's
The
shields in the
the
movie,
fighting
and yeah,
the fighting styles are incredible
yeah,
in this film. The still suits are great.
yeah,
Love the concept. Love it a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
The spice, the whole spice hallucinogen is incredible as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. I mean, I don't know who we haven't shouted out. I mean, Josh Brolin is Gurney. I mean, is great.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness,
he was
incredible.
great. Yeah, man.
I think another
Batista,
Dave, but
great.
I mean, he did great. Again, another character was like,
Yeah, harder
to
to latch
me.
onto right now. I think
Yeah,
with him and Rebecca Ferguson, people are gonna latch onto them more in part two. I think that's just like very by design the way
yeah.
that they were played here. But like, look, man. I mean, it's one of those things where it's refreshing to have something to geek out about so much that is not a Star Wars or a Marvel thing. Like
I was gonna say that too. Is that people have a lot of news articles have been comparing Dune to like older Star Wars films.
yeah,
Like Dune did what Star Wars couldn't in a way. Like they're
yeah.
saying like Dune did what Phantom Menace couldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I mean, the fact of the matter is this. I mean, I like this more than I do the Star Wars sequels at the very least. And the
Well,
prequels.
one and two at
Well, the
least.
prequels and the sequels, I like this more personally.
And
Um,
that also probably could do with technology.
I don't know if
Because
it's well in part, but I mean, a lot of it is the filmmaking. I think that this style of movie is just it speaks a little bit more to my interest. I mean, I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, like in all that, all its glory, and I've praised those movies for a long time and all that kind of stuff. But granted, yes, we do have great technology going on right now. But Denis made this look as
so you
beautiful
don't
as it
like
did for a lot cheaper than these newer Star Wars movies. And
so you don't like Dune more than the newer Star Wars movies?
no, I do like Dune more than newer Star Wars movies.
So you like them more than all of the Star Wars movies?
Not all of them, just the newer and the prequels, not the
And
originals. Not Empire, New Hope. I wouldn't put it
oh,
above it, but yeah,
okay.
I'm talking
So
like
just more than one, two, three, and then seven, eight, nine.
yeah.
Okay.
I would at least say, and probably six, and probably Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I hold A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back to a high standard,
Oh
but
my goodness, that's
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
but
Empire's the best of all time. So
right, but I mean, that's that could be a nostalgia thing too. I just because I walked out of this thinking like, wow, this was like it's great new sci-fi to geek out about, and
oh my god,
it's
yeah,
not
100%. I left the theater jaw dropped.
yeah
Like it was honestly one of the most surreal experiences of my life, and I
yeah
it's gonna be it's the new thing to geek out about, and it's gonna there's gonna be a lot to talk about, and
yeah
I'm actually I'm gonna get the book, and I'm just gonna sit and read the whole thing because
yeah.
that's just how intrigued I am by this movie, and Denis Villeneuve did hats down to this guy because he's one of the most talented directors, 100%.
He
And
brought the story to life, dude. I mean, he brought it to
oh my,
life, in ways that
100%,
I could have never imagined. And that's, it wasn't easy to do. I mean, you read this book, you're gonna be like, wow, this is like a lot of stuff. It's a daunting task to take on to try to make it and to make it as great as he did is beyond me. Again, I mean, not everybody who likes Star Wars, who likes Marvel, is gonna feel this way. Like I recognize that this movie, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to digest.
I
but
guess in a way
it's
it could be for a niche audience in a way,
maybe no.
but not as niche as other stuff, obviously.
Yeah, like it's man, I'm trying to think because like it's hard because like I feel like even like you would probably love Blade Runner 2049.
Another
Um
Denis Villeneuve movie.
right. Or just the Blade Runners in general. I think you would probably enjoy as a franchise, but like
Again, that's not kind of sci-fi though.
it is, but that was my point is I think that you know, this won't be as hard to take in for people as Blade Runner, but it's still like it's on the level of that, you know, like to where it's, you know, this is it's like they're very intellectual. Like I'm not trying to say like anybody who doesn't like it is an idiot. I'm saying like they're made to make you think, you know. Movies like that, you know, and this movie you leave with a lot of thought. You think
And a
about
lot
all
of we
the
know a lot of people
elements.
nowadays. A lot of people nowadays don't like to go into deep thought.
A
So
lot of people nowadays don't like to think. No.
no, not they don't like. So, I mean, I didn't mean like just think in general, but they don't like to go into deep thoughts because they just want to see a movie in
Oh, sure.
simplicity and
Yeah.
be
No.
like,
No.
okay,
No.
yeah, like a good movie in simplicity. So
Yeah. No. I mean, people just want to shove the popcorn down their throat and lay back and have a good time. And you know, I think that speaks volumes as to why some of these things haven't done well lately when they try to take the risks and go
that's
down
why
different paths. But what?
that's why when I watch movies, I don't, I don't when I watch movies, I don't, buy food or anything. I like to just sit and intently watch a film because I like to try and catch as much as possible and like actually think about, all right, what's going on, or
Yeah.
what can I, like, bring to it, to a discussion with people that are interested in it as much as I am,
Yeah. No.
like you, for example.
Yeah. No, man, it's yeah. I look again, guys. I mean, I dug the living crap out of this movie. I really do. If you haven't seen it
Same.
yet, I do recommend going to give it a shot because I mean, it might be for you. You know, if you like
All right, we'll rate it together on three.
yeah, might as well. That's 3, 2, 1.
Two,
Let's go.
one, must go.
Must go.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
must go. Did you say let's go?
Man said let's. No, you said let's go.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
no, you
said must
did.
go. Oh, I don't know. I think the thingy glitched or something.
Oh, I thought you said let's
I
go.
really did say
I thought
must
that's
go.
what it. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same.
Let's go. You know that Mario line?
No, yeah, honestly, like if you guys haven't seen this film,
Let's go.
you guys haven't seen this film, you guys have to go because it is an amazing watch.